Hello there, good morning, it's Karen here, and today I want to be making something from this beautiful Stamperia 12x12 paper pad that I bought recently, and it's been sitting on my shelf, and I thought I really want to do something with it. I love making things with these beautiful papers, and I haven't done anything with any 12x12s for ages. And I've been seeing lots of people making things. Gail's made quite a few things, and there's been some lovely things being made on YouTube, and I thought, well, I might have a go at one of those. But then I remembered something I made last year that I really enjoyed making, and I hadn't picked the idea up from anybody else. Not saying that it hasn't been made before, but it's not something I've ever seen made, and I really enjoyed making it. So I'm going to make another one. I'll show you the one I made last year. Some of you may have seen this, probably a lot of you haven't. If I get this one out of the way, otherwise it'll just... But it's this little, I think I called it a hidden pocket fold-out booklet or something like that. So it's this one. I made this with Stamperia paper. This is from the Imagine pad, which is an absolutely beautiful pad. And I think it's about a year ago when I made this. So it's quite a simple idea, really. The idea of the hidden pocket. So you open it up like that. There's a pocket here. But then this flips out. And there's more pockets hidden behind the flap. That's the idea of it. So I've got a little pocket on the side here, another one here, and then this pocket here. And then you can just use various bits from the paper pad to fill the pockets. So I thought, well, I really like that little booklet. So I thought I'd make another one with this new paper pad that I've got. That's what I'm going to do today. There's quite a few things I've been looking for. I've got a box where I've put various things that I've made I'd like to have another go at, so I might be doing some more using some of this paper pad in future videos. So I think I've just got to go through and decide which paper I'm going to use. So I hope you can see most of the paper. It's quite difficult to get the whole thing on screen, but I think it should be just about there. So there's this really lovely one. It's possibly a bit too pink, but I don't know. I can't say it's too pink because I do like pink, but I'm not a big pink fan, although I do use pink. That's not entirely true. And then there's all these, I suppose they're just little cutouts with beautiful phrases on, and some of them are in French. Most are in English, I think. That one's French. The rest are English? Yes, the rest are in English, but all... Oh no, there's another French one there, but all in beautiful fonts, and so they'd be lovely things to tuck into the pocket, so I might come back and choose some of those. Then you've got all these. This is called the Flower Alphabet, so you do have these decorated letters, which you could use to decorate the pages as well. And then there's some journal cards, beautiful journal cards. So they're obviously for writing on the back. Some of them are done like postcards, and some of them are just vertical postcards. And there's this page, which is very pretty, bit plain on that side, I suppose. That's got the reverse of them are generally fairly plain. They're not particularly decorated on the other sides. Right, so then there's this lovely peachy one with the little robin and daisies. That's really pretty. I like that. Journal cards. Really pretty things. More letters to use. Possibly more letters than I'd know what on earth to do with. But ooh, I like that page. The lilac with the birds, and oh, that's very pretty. I do like that very much. And then it's got the lilac on the background and another lilac-y one, sort of bluey lilac-y colours. Oh, it's going to be hard to choose. And that's got the blue on the background, and then this is just plain. This is just the back page. I suppose you could use this for journaling. Make this as a journaling paper if you wanted to use it, although it's possibly a little thick. I think I'm going to have to choose between one of these two, because I think they're both really gorgeous. I do love the birds. I wonder if I can incorporate the birds somehow. It's going to be a bit... Well, I could. I think I could make the birds the front, because I could fold this bit in. I don't know if you saw the video. I made one of these for my bird journal, and from the Forest paper pad. and I made a bit of a mistake and cut off half the fox that I wanted to have on the front page, but that's because he was right up against the edge and I cut him off, and then I made a mistake, but I made it work and it was fine. So I think this one, I'm going to just get this out of the way now. I can come back to it for the things to put in the pockets. So let's put this one aside as well. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is cut it down to size, and I've got my sizes here on my little template. So the height of it is 6 3/4. Now I could make it smaller. I did think about making it a bit smaller, but I think this first one I'm going to do the standard size. If I have any time, it depends how long it takes me to make it, maybe I'll try making a smaller one, just to see how that turns out. Because you have to scale everything down then, don't you? I'm not very good at working out things on the fly. So, right. So I'm going to pop this in here. And it was 6 3/4, wasn't it? Was the height. Okay, 6 3/4 takes it to there. Got it right across. And then I've got a handy piece to use for making pockets, journal cards, whatever I want to use that for. So that will definitely get used. So this is a nice way to use up a whole paper pad, a whole sheet of paper. I don't think I need my big cutter anymore. Let me see if I can get that stashed under my desk. Plonk. Right, then I'll need my scoreboard next, I believe. I'm going to score it. So here comes out the giant scoreboard again. I haven't used this for a long while. And I actually want to use the little scoring tool from my other one. I've got my little one, but it's not big enough when I'm trying to score a full 12 by 12. Right, so what I want to do is try and figure out. So as I'm going to fold it, I'm going to have a 2.5 inch flap this side, and then the rest will need to be in half. So once I take off the 2.5, that leaves me 9.5. So then I want to score up 4 1/4. Let's see if that's what I've written myself. It's 4 3/4. Yes, 4 3/4. Good thing I checked. Yes, because 9.5, half of 9.5 is 4 3/4, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to score it at 4 3/4. Yeah, so I'm just having to figure it out. So 4 3/4 takes me to, that's half, that's there. Oops. Let's start again. I got that right. Sorry, because I can't pull towards me enough for you to see the top of the, to me to reach the top, so I can see where the numbers are up here. That's it. So 4 3/4 there, and then 9.5 is there. Right, that's it. That's my scoring. Get this big boy out the way. Right. Now we just fold in the flaps. very pretty that on its own, isn't it? It's just, I mean, they just don't leave anything, any detail undecorated, really, do they, on these beautiful pages? They're gorgeous. Okay, so now we have a little booklet. It's so pretty, and then I could decorate it with some things from the paper pad down here. But let's just make up the little booklet. Now the next bit to do is the hidden pocket, which goes here. So for the hidden pocket, that is, I'm trying to remember I haven't written down the size of that. Let's get a look. The height of that is 3 3¾ Could make it. How high have I made the other one? Done the other one the other way round. This is going to be this way round just because that works better with the papers. So yeah, I think I did my pocket at 3 3¾ Okay, that's fine. Just checking. That's what worked. So that's what I'm going to do. So I needed 3 3/4. Now this half is 4 3/4. So it would be 9½ would be double. So it'd be 9¼ is the length I need this to be. So I do need my cutter again, silly woman. Fish it back out from underneath my desk. I forgot I was going to need to do more cutting. Okay. So I want to keep this obviously, so I'm just going to cut it this way round at 9¼ so that it fits inside. Once it's folded in half, it should fit nicely inside the booklet. No, I don't, the wrong way around. 9¼ and then it's 9¼ by 3½. Take that off, and then I'll do it at 3 3/4. And I won't lose too much off the bottom. Okay. I think I'm done now. I can use this. Sorry about that. Use the small cutter for the rest of my bits and pieces, I think. Right, so now I need to just, let's see. No, I don't want to fold it in half that way. It's a shame that's not going to be on the front, isn't it? Oh, it's the way it goes. So I think I'll just fold it like that. Then I'll have to decorate this, won't I? Because it has to fold out that way. And if I do it the other way, I lose all that altogether, don't I? So after having gone to such trouble to keep the design, at least when it folds out, you'll be able to see it. So let's check that works. Have I got it straight? Right. Okay, so I think that will fit in okay. just set it slightly in from the edge and got plenty of room to fold. I might just trim this down a little bit at the side. I think I've gone slightly out of alignment. Not much. The day I fold anything straight will be a miracle. Just fold, put that down like that. And like that. Right. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is round all the corners, I think, before I forget. Whoops, do that next. Do it before I stick it down. And just kind of do the thumb hole by eye. It's kind of in the middle, I think. Oop, bonk. There it goes. Right. So that's the preparation for that. Now I can stick that down. I might just try and decide whether to round this corner here. Don't think it needs it really. Once it's glued down, I just want to. Now I'm thinking about what colour to use for my inking. Shall I stick with the old vintage photo, or shall I do something? I think if I add more purple, it will just be a bit too much. I think it's just a bit more subtle with the vintage photo, but it does give it that little bit of an edge. So that's glued. It's quite a roomy pocket, so I'm thinking rather than just putting in a journal card, which I did in the other one, maybe I'll do something like a little paper pad or something, because there's room in there. Quite a thickish piece. Right, let's start working on this piece now. So I think I'm going to round the corners, all except that one. So now I'm just going to do not the thumb hole on the front one, I'm going to do the thumb hole on the back one. Not that. Not that. Thumb hole on the back one. Okay, let's ink that bit, and I shall just glue this down. Just a touch. That's going to be properly inset inside the booklet, or whatever you call this, flip out. There's any number of ways that you can add pockets, I imagine, to here. You could probably put one across here if you wanted to. I could put a little tuck, I may still do that, depending on what's in the pad really. You can be led by the bits of ephemera that you have with your paper pad, whatever paper pad you choose to use. And I've had a quick look there. I know I've seen that there are quite a lot of bits and pieces in there that can be used for decoration and for making things, so that'll be the next job. So I want to put a little pocket here, and last time I put side tuck here as well, and I think in addition I'm going to put a pocket across the back. I think I'd like to put a pocket there as well. So let's see what we've got to use for these things. Unfortunately I don't think this is going to be big enough to make the side tuck, which is because I cut it. If I hadn't cut the top and bottom off, I'd have probably had a big enough piece, which is what I did before, just a cut to make a pocket with, but I can find other things, I'm sure. So I've got this piece, so I think that will work perfectly well to make a little pocket and a side tuck. So I think I shall cut that. Just get a pencil. Just cut it just inside. And then, I don't think I'll be able to use that piece. Let's make it, I could just cut this in half, couldn't I? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's cut it in half. Save any more wastage. So how big is that? 2 3/4. So 1 and somewhere between 3/4 and 1. Sort of. There's the 3/4. It's kind of in between. It doesn't have to be exactly. I think the side tuck will probably be a bit short. I may have not made it very. Probably should have measured a bit more carefully, but oh well. I'm wondering if that will be okay as a side tuck. Is that any wider in the end than the other piece I had? No, not really. Oh well, I think that, hopefully that'll work. Or maybe I could just do it as a little belly band, like that. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Make that into a little belly band instead. Something different. Okay, right, so just going to mark this piece. Should it be that way up? Just have a feeling that it should be that way up, I don't know why. Going to mark there for my little thumb hole. Let's stay in place. In the middle, please. There we go. Okay, so that's there. Now I think I need to do a little bit of corner rounding on that side, on both sides actually. Let's do that. Okay, I think my camera just cut out a couple of minutes ago without me realising. So you haven't missed much. You just missed me gluing on this belly band. Sorry about that. I didn't hear it stop. But I'm just bringing in the paper pad now for my pocket to go on the back. On there. Okay, let's have a look, see what we've got in here that I can use that would go. There's a lovely little pocket right here. Is that going to be deep enough though? I might just cut that out and see. Let's just check if there's anything else pockety that might be a bit bigger. There's another one here, same size, in fact it's identical. So there's two of those. Is it going to be big enough to put anything in? That's the key. Oh no, that is wider, that one. This one is wider. And I've got a journal card there. I think I'm going to have to just cut these out and see how they're going to, if they're going to work. So let's go for it. Let's cut this pocket out and see if it's big enough. So I could use a piece of this because that goes as well. If I need something bigger, I could use a piece of that page to make the pocket if I need it to be bigger. What else have I got? I've got journal cards, and I've got no tags. And I've got this journal card, which would go really well, wouldn't it? I'll cut that out because if that's going to fit in that pocket, that would be the ideal situation. That's got us started. I have a feeling I'll need to go back for more bits. There's some more bits and pieces on here that I could use as well. Look at this front page. This would make a nice little card of some sort. And this bit, and this little tiny one. Yeah, lots to use. Right, the first thing I want to decide is if this pocket is going to actually be big enough to house. And I could either put some of the journal cards in because they're smaller and have something bigger in the front. I'm going to use my other scissors. They're better at curved edges. Now let's just see. It looks okay, but is it big enough? Is it deep enough? Because I would normally have gone for one that's a bit higher than that. So this is the journal card, which could go in there, or it could go in either of these. It can either go very nicely in here, wouldn't it? Fit beautifully in there. And it would fit in here. It's a bit tight in there actually. I might just, rather than struggling with it, I might pop it in there. And then that bit's done. And upside down. Well, I think that might just work. So I'm going to round those corners first. I think that goes in there very nicely. Now I'm going to give it the medium-sized rounder, I think. Get rid of those little bits. Okay, so I think I would quite like to put that in there just because it fits perfectly and isn't liable to slide out. So I need to think about something to go in here. Now, we did have this piece, didn't we? It's not quite big enough on its own, but it does go nicely in there. So that's an option. Could put a couple of these in, I suppose. Cut them down, obviously. Colour's not quite right. Okay, now we have these tags. Let's see how the tags will fit. I'll come back to the pocket on the back in a minute. They are a bit big, the tags for this pocket. I think I found that on my other one. A bit bigger than I really wanted to use for that. Would go nicely in here though. So I think a tag in there and possibly a tag on the back would work quite well. I've got plenty of tags to choose from, so I think I could get away with using this little pocket here. And then the tag would go in nicely. Okay, let's do that then. Let's not make life difficult. Okay, that's it. That little pocket. Let's finish cutting out this tag. Yes, it needs another one. Right, so we need to cut that out, but I'm not going to do that right now. That goes in there okay. And all of it needs a little bit of decorating, doesn't it? Alright, let's go back to the pad. See what else we can find. I'm thinking, let's see, where's that? This page. I'd like something to go in, or that would go. Right, okay, I'm just going to tear this out now. I think that might go in the back pocket as well. Let's have a look. There's a bit more. It's got the blue and the purple in this one, hasn't it? So, this one might go in here, mightn't it? Yep, I think that one would go in there too. I just need to cut those out. Need something to go in here. Let's see if we can find something that would work. It is probably the right size, I'm just not sure about the colours. Would that work? Let's have a think. Let's cut that out. Let's put these to one side for a second. I want to keep this sheet handy because I might want to use it for decoration anyway. And that would bring in a few more colours probably as well. Yes, is there anything else? I think there's only the other sheet of, I've got the rest of the tags. I'll have to tear that out to be able to get at those as well. Okay, let's just cut these out too. Okay, think I have enough bits to play with, hopefully. And I'm going to tear this sheet out as well, in case I want to use any of the letters for decoration. And I can use bits from here. I mustn't forget this front page either. Alright, let's see what we've got. Right, first of all, we've got these pieces that we cut out. Now, that one would fit nicely and actually doesn't look too bad. And there was the other one. There was another little one, wasn't there? What was this one, I think? One with the eggs. Not sure about that. That would also fit nicely. Deep in their roots, all flowers keep the light. I quite like that sentiment. And then there's this one, which was the pocket, but does have a bit of lilac in it, which I think we could get it to fit. No. I'm going to suspend my decision on that one until we've done a bit of decorating, I think. And I think we might just and that has got the green background, so I definitely want to use that tag for this one. Okay, so that's that tag. It's all going to have to be inked and everything, but at least I'm happy with that. So I really need to do a little bit of decorating here. So what can we use? Beauty is in the little things is quite nice. And these little squares are good. Oh, it's a tricky one to know what to use, or whether to stick with the lilac bits. I quite like that L with the lavender. I'll just cut that out and see. Sorry, I feel like I'm whispering. I don't mean to. Just trying to think out loud, trying to decide what to use. It almost looks like I could use that as another little tuck, really. I'm getting the urge to get the lace out, but I don't know if that makes everything too bulky. To put lace on it. Let's just see. That's the main lilac one. I think it might make it too bulky to make this a tuck. If I'm thinking about lace making it too bulky, then for sure, if I'm going to tuck something else in it, that will also make it too bulky as well. Okay, let's just need something. I like that, but it needs something behind it. I'm wondering about a little bit of collaging there with some lace and a bit of, I don't know, book page or. So I've got my little box of mini scraps. Just got a bit of cheesecloth. No, I'm not sure that's quite what I want. I've also got the other little box with my tiny bits and pieces of tiny scraps of paper. I could possibly use some little other little bits here. Let's see what I've got. No. A bit of doily might work. Got a bit of music. For some reason I've cut out a circle out of music. Little little piece of lacy paper, rather than lace itself. Maybe put some lacy paper on, something like that maybe. This is not my forte, doing collaging, but I feel like I want to give it a try. That's just got a hint of pink on it. It's just a little tiny bit of doily. Would that work? No, I'm not sure about the pinky bit. Just feel like I never dip into this box. I'd quite like to try occasionally to do just that. Is that better? I think I'm overdoing it now. What's this? Tiny piece. Let's see if we can do something with these bits. I feel like I'm channeling Barbara at this moment, because she's so good at these layering up of the tiny pieces. And I love what she does, but I've never really been any good at it myself. Don't know about this bit here. I don't know, it does sort of show it up, but it just... No, I think it needs to be... maybe down there. I really want a little bit of lace. Oh, I've got my where's my little box? I've got my box of lace scraps, haven't I? I really want just a tiny little piece, just to make the whole thing look a little prettier. I have a feeling I'm going to go well over now. Try not to. Not the pretend lace, or the lace digital, but a bit of actual lace would be really nice, I think. Now, to do it like that. I think that will work, just about. Let's just do that. So all I've really got to do is decorate the front, but I don't think I've got time to do that today. So we'll see what happens. I might make something else with this pad and start off by finishing this little doodad. goes down here. Let's check how that looks. Do I want that little bit of, that funny little bit of purple paper? That's what I need to decide. How does that look? Oh, it looks weird. That's what it looks. Unless I can put it across the top there somehow. No. Nope. I think I've made it weird enough. I'm in danger of bulking up too much now. I hope that's going to stick on the lace. I hadn't thought about that. Never mind. I can always add the art glitter glue afterwards. Perhaps I'll just pop some under there anyway. Just to be on the safe side. Okay. Right, so that's looking quite pretty. I feel like there's still probably more I could do, and I may still add more bits. But I think for today, that's as far as I'm going to have time to go, I'm afraid. So I might well start the next video finishing this off and then perhaps making something else from that pad, because it's really lovely. And I'm sort of vaguely thinking about doing a spring journal, because I think it's spring and there's so many pretty things around to use in a spring journal. I think I'm getting a fancy to make one. So maybe this would go in it, or the next one I make, or the next thing I make. Okay, so I know I've got to cut around these. I don't think there's any more I need to do on the back. Maybe put a little bit of, perhaps put a little word here, ink these up, and of course I need to do something on the front, and I'm not sure yet what. But it is it's getting a little bulky now, so I've got to be a bit careful how much more I put in here. But I really like it, and I hope you do too. So thank you for joining me, and do join me again for the next video. Bye for now.